Physical abuse is much easier to detect. You've got scars and wounds. Emotional abuse creeps up on you. It's a lot harder to find emotional abuse. So here are 6 signs of emotional abuse from a partner that you should not ignore. Sometimes the reality of the situation doesn't reflect what we see, but we shouldn't disillusion ourselves. If you need help, please see a professional. Trying to diagnose yourself is like looking on Medscape, thinking that you have cancer when in reality all you have is an allergy. An abusive partner will attack your beliefs, making you think they're invalid.
Can we have a second?
No, I'm kind of in the middle of something, you...
Sometimes they'll straight up lie to you. This is where gaslighting comes in, and it's hard to spot the signs of these directly. Whether it's you getting emotionally abused or somebody else, here are some signs that help you. The first one is isolation from friends and family. This may be the easiest to detect. Human connection is one of the fundamental needs that we have. This stems from a prehistoric need. If we didn't get along with the group, we wouldn't survive. So when we're around friends and family, we get that surge of oxytocin and serotonin. These chemicals help us feel better. And when we're isolated from friends and family, those hormones drop, resulting in depression. Maybe the partner feels animosity towards other members of friends and family. Maybe they just have a long-standing disagreement. If you feel like your partner is preventing you from hanging out with friends and family, there has to be boundaries put in place. Maybe you schedule time separately. Maybe you force them to get along. Your partner has to respect your needs, so there has to be overt boundaries established. If they don't appreciate your need for friends and family, then maybe they're not the right partner for you. Because withholding such a fundamental need is going to cause a decline in your mental health. And do you want somebody who doesn't care about your mental health? The second sign of emotional abuse from a relationship is the lack of sexual intimacy. This isn't just a physiological urge. It also contributes to intimacy between couples, which is a loving and belonging need. So the lack of this intimacy is twice as damning. An abusive partner will use it as a weapon, withholding physical intimacy for their benefit. This is a mutually shared need between two people in a relationship and shouldn't be weaponized. If someone withholds physical intimacy in exchange for something else, they're using it as a bartering chip. They see loving and physical intimacy as conditional, and that isn't what love is. If they're using physical intimacy as a bartering chip, it makes them no better than someone else who sells their body. This sociopathic view of relationships isn't healthy, not for the long term. Another sign of emotional abuse in a relationship is the lack of homeostasis. Homeostasis is a state of calm, predictable nature. Any deviation from homeostasis can be deemed a threat. So, if you're living in a calm, stable environment, when things are going well, and your partner wants to create chaos, it can easily trigger your anger. Now, this may be a sign of deeper issues. Maybe the partner doesn't see themselves as deserving happiness. Maybe they're simply anxious. This could also be a sign of attention disorder, or they could also have negative outlooks on life. Either way, it requires clear boundaries. When people create chaos in the midst of calmness, they lack the boundaries on where it's acceptable. Not everything in life requires disruption. If someone's bored with their relationship, creating chaos doesn't make things more exciting. They're confusing threats with excitement. You can create excitement without possible threats. And that's how you establish the boundaries. You can establish boundaries by providing them with lists of exciting things to do instead of just creating chaos. The fourth sign of emotional abuse in a relationship is the lack of regard for safety. Our need for safety is a primary need. If we don't feel safe, our fears can cause us to act irrationally.
I hope you get hit by a truck and a dog takes a dump on your face!
When a partner disregards or presses on our fears, it makes us feel unsafe. It could trigger our anxiety, and we may not even be aware of it. We may logically try to subside our fears, but that fear still exists. The emotions are gonna grow. It may cause you to snap. The type of person that would press on your fears or disregard them is a bully. And I'm very clear on that. And there's no way you could rationally discuss things with bullies. Also, they don't understand boundaries. That doesn't exist in their world. The only way bullies understand is through action. So you have to take some action against them. Maybe it just means creating some distance. If someone doesn't have concern for your safety on minor issues, there may be a big chance that they're not going to be concerned when there's an immediate and physical threat. And without the alleviation of those fears, you're not going to feel safe. The fifth sign of emotional abuse from a relationship is the disregard for self-respect or confidence. Confidence is one of the deepest needs. Self-confidence is an inner state. It's such a deep need that it could take decades for some of us to even attain. So if somebody puts us down or disregards our self-esteem, it is very damaging.
How stupid are you?
So stupid. I'm such a stupid head.
A relationship partner should be supportive. They should encourage progress and be celebrating with you. Instead, if you find that your partner only finds the flaws and puts you down, it may be time to reevaluate your relationship. Even at an elite level, there are still improvements to be made. So regardless of what level you're at, a partner that only focuses on the negatives is always going to focus on the negatives.
And you bore me.
God, you're being so mean.
And that isn't a healthy relationship. What's worse is some of these people who only focus on flaws instead of progress don't have progress of their own. It's hypocritical to only focus on the negatives of others when you don't have any progress or success to speak of your own. And the sixth sign of emotional abuse from a partner is blatant disrespect. Respect is an external property in that it's given from you from people you deem worthy of having respect from. It's often a reflection of how people see your self-respect, and it comes from a mirroring neuron. But if you have a partner that blatantly disrespects you, that information is heavier weighted. They see this as a credible source. When a partner is disrespectful to you and lowers your self-esteem, it's twice as damaging.
Plus, he's self-conscious.
Gee, I wonder why.
Because it lowers your self-esteem and it lowers the respect that others have for you. You might not even be aware that your partner is disrespecting you. They might do it behind your back. But the moment you find out that your partner disrespects you behind your back, it's time to put in boundaries. And if you're struggling with anger and want empowered to control because you want control over your mind and body, check out the Emotional RX program, where I take you by the hand and provide you with tools to help quickly stop the momentum of that anger. Because you just don't get angry once. The first time you get angry, it lowers the threshold for every single following time. Check out more information in the link down below. Don't give others the ability to damage what's inside you. Set boundaries and take action. You have the power to control your emotions. And until next time, guys, never give up on yourself.